Today, we are diving into the story of a truly remarkable living landmark from the deserts of southern Africa. This is a tree that has mastered survival for millennia, but its greatest story? Well, that might be the one it's telling us right now. Right. Let's really get into this. Because this single phrase, it just perfectly captures what this tree is all about. On one hand, it's this ancient survivor, totally sculpted by a harsh environment. But on the other, it's become a modern-day messenger, sending a really clear warning about where our planet is heading. So first, let's properly meet our protagonist. It's known as the Quiver Tree, or kokerboom, and it is a true cultural and ecological icon of Namibia and South Africa. It's the very symbol of that arid, beautiful landscape. And its scientific story really mirrors our own evolving understanding of the natural world. It's a journey that starts with these first sketches by early European explorers, then moved to its long-held classification as an aloe. And that takes us all the way to 2013, when modern DNA analysis finally gave us a much clearer picture and a brand new name, Aloidendron Dichotomum.
Okay, so how in the world does this tree thrive in one of Earth's most challenging environments? Well, let me tell you, its survival isn't just a fluke. It's a total masterclass in biological engineering, something that's been perfected over countless generations. Just look at this thing. Every single part of this tree is a purpose-built tool for survival. That massive trunk? It's basically a giant living water tank. The golden, peeling bark acts like a mirror, reflecting the scorching sun. And that whitish powder you see on its branches, that's natural sunscreen. Even its shallow roots are perfectly designed to slurp up every last drop of rain before it has a chance to evaporate. But its greatest secret, its real superpower, isn't something you can just see by looking at it. Think about it. In a place where opening your pores during the day means certain death from dehydration, this tree came up with a brilliant physiological hack. It essentially allows it to hold its breath all day long.
So what is this magic trick? It's a process called Crassulacean Acid Metabolism, or just CAM. And it is such a clever reversal of how most plants work. Instead of taking in CO2 during the hot, brutal day, it does all of its breathing in the cool of the night. The whole cycle is just ingenious. At night, the tree's pores swing open to grab carbon dioxide, which it then stores as an acid. Then, when the sun comes up, it slams those pores shut, locking in every single precious drop of moisture. And it just uses that stored CO2 and the sunlight to power itself through the day. It's an unbelievably water-efficient system. But here's the thing. This tree isn't just some solitary survivor out there on its own. It's a provider. It's a living landmark that creates an entire ecosystem around its sturdy frame, proving that resilience can and should be shared. Most famously, it is the #1 preferred high-rise apartment building for sociable weavers. These little birds construct the largest nests on the entire planet right on its branches. We're talking massive, thatched structures that can weigh over a ton and house hundreds of birds for more than a century. And it doesn't stop there. It's a winter cafe for pollinators, like sunbirds, because it blooms when almost nothing else does. During the worst droughts, it literally becomes a living water tank for animals like baboons. It truly is a bustling hub of life in a landscape where life can be incredibly scarce. The tree's story is also, of course, deeply intertwined with our own. For centuries, it served as this versatile and absolutely essential resource for the indigenous peoples of the region. Its very name, the Quiver Tree, comes from the San people, who would craft these amazing, lightweight arrow quivers from its hollowed branches. Get this, dead trunks were even used as natural refrigerators to keep food and water cool. On top of that, it was a pharmacy, providing treatments for everything from asthma to burns. And for the Nama people, it held this deep spiritual significance, a home for ancestral spirits. And that brings us to the final and, frankly, the most urgent chapter in this tree's story, its modern role as a sentinel. It's become a living, breathing canary in the coal mine for a planet that's changing fast.
So, what's happening? Well, extensive scientific surveys have found a really startling trend. The quiver tree is on the move. Its populations in the hotter northern parts of its range are dying off, while the ones in the cooler south are actually expanding. It is, in effect, fleeing the heat.
In the data, well, it shows this stark contrast. We're seeing extremely high mortality rates, sometimes as high as 70%, in the warmer, northern parts of its range. But at the same time, the southern populations aren't just surviving, they are absolutely thriving. And to put this migration into perspective, researchers have shown that the tree's ideal climate zone is shifting south at an incredible rate, 23 kilometers every single decade. It's also climbing to find relief. It's moving up to cooler, higher elevations at a rate of 16 meters per decade. This is a real race against temperature, happening right now both across the land and up the mountains. And the threat it's facing is really twofold. First, you've got this recruitment gap. Up north, there are no young trees. Why? Because it's been too hot and dry for seedlings to survive for decades now. You're left with these entire forests of old-timers with no next generation. Second, there's a dispersal lag. Basically, to keep up with the speed of climate change, the tree just can't move fast enough on its own. You know, the quiver tree has mastered survival for thousands of years. Its struggle today isn't a sign of weakness. It's a living, breathing signal of a much bigger story unfolding across our entire planet. This ancient survivor is sending a clear warning. So the only question left is, are we listening?